Alright, this is a review of Rachel Nicole Photography Facebook page and website. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I've already got the Facebook page pulled up. You can see here the URL is Rachel Nicole Photography Ohio. I want to talk a little bit about URL because Rachel Nicole Photography happens to be a really popular name, which could be confusing for some people. In fact, the reason I bring this up is because it was very confusing for me. And I'm wondering if, Rachel, it may even be confusing for you, because whenever you sent me the initial email or message here to ask about looking at your site, I have an image, a screenshot here where you put your URL as rachelnicolephotography.com, but I see the URL here is rachelnicolephoto.com, and when I do a Google search for Rachel Nicole Photography, we get Rachel with an A, Nicole with a C, Nicole with an H, several different Facebook pages. Rachel Nicole Photography is a very popular name. So I'm saying all that to say that you need to be very wary of that and understand that your customers may be confused if you do not make a distinction or find some way to let them know that they've come to the right page. Because whenever I was looking, I was confused, because when you sent me that URL, it was actually tied to another photographer which had a different Facebook page, and so it's really kind of confusing even for me reviewing the site. So I'm sure it's probably confusing for some of your customers. I'm not telling you that you should come up with a different name for your business. If you are 100% set on using your name like this, I do the same thing with my business. However, I don't have 3 or 4 other photographers who are trying to use the same name. So it is something to consider. But for now, assuming that you want to keep that same name, one of my suggestions for you, again, would be to make yourself stand out in a way that people know that they came to the right page whenever you tell them your URL or your page. So maybe you are the Rachel Nicole in Ohio and you use Ohio somehow in a logo, or maybe your logo has something very distinctive about it that really stands out, and you can tell people, yeah, I'm the Rachel Nicole with the balloon in my logo. Whatever it is, have something that you can tell people whenever you tell them to go to your site, so they're sure they're in the right place. So now I know we're in the right place here because I can see this is you, and so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about your page. First of all, something that's really great here is that you have 953 likes, which is really good for someone who is just starting out. I say just starting out because you told me you're just starting out. I don't know exactly how long you've been doing this, but 953 is a good number. I would work really hard right now to try to push that up over 1,000, because it's going to look a little bit better. It's not very hard to get an extra 53 likes. You could even run an ad campaign for a few dollars and probably get that up in a couple days. But yeah, 1,000 is a good number. It shows that you didn't just start yesterday. You've been doing this for a little bit of time, at least, and so that's a good thing. Another good thing you're doing here is utilizing the extra Facebook tab here, and you have a Squarespace gallery. So we'll talk about that in just a second, but it's great that you're using that here. However, you can change this custom thumbnail so that it's not this little chain link anymore. There's a way to go in here and change what this looks like, and it's a little beyond the scope of this review, but it is quite possible, and you can probably do a Google search on how to change the custom tab icon, or I don't know exactly, but do some Google searching and you can probably find exactly what that's called. And you may not even want to have the title of it be Squarespace Gallery. You could have My Portfolio or something like that. So check into editing that, but it's great that you have it here. You can also see here you have 86 talking about this, which is fairly good. That's about 8 or 9%. It seems like. That's a good number. You want to always have this. If this gets down to 0, it means no one is engaging in your post or on your page. So it's good to see that you have some engagement going on here. Okay, so let's talk about the visual here at first. You have your profile picture here and your timeline cover here. One thing that I also want to note really quick is that we're still seeing the old page here, and the pages are rapidly converting to the new layout. So within a few days, your page is going to look completely different. Down here, you're going to have all posts on one side and some information over on this side. It's quite different, but still has a similar feel, and the top will end up being pretty much the same. Your info and your tabs may not be the same, so all that stuff I was just talking about, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same in the new page. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I do think it's a little different. So about these, I like these pictures just fine, and I think it's cool how you have black and white and color that pops right up against this black and white. However, I do recommend that you try to have something. This goes back to what I was saying in the beginning about how you need to have something unique about your page so people know who you are. I think it would be great to have some sort of logo or mark or name up here in your cover. And a lot of times on a business page, the profile picture should be that mark. It should be your logo or your trademark or whatever it is, because if this is the photo that shows up down here whenever you are posting an article or posting a photo, I may think that this is you. The intention of this profile picture is to represent the poster, the person who is posting. So I think that this guy is the guy who is posting on this page. In fact, this is not Rachel Nicole, I assume. So Rachel, this would be a great place for you to put a photo of yourself for right now, or put a logo whenever you get one, because then anytime you post on Facebook, people will know that's you posting, and make it different than your profile picture, your personal profile picture, this one here, because you don't want people to be confused between the two, but you do want people, like a professional headshot of you with your camera, Rachel, here would be a great thing. And then I would use the cover to showcase some of your best work. You can do one image like you have here. You could do 3 different images or 4 different images, or a collage of different images. You can do all kinds of different things. I would try to get your name, and especially if you come up with a logo, somewhere up here in the cover photo. And that's just going to help you look more like a business page instead of a personal profile. It's great to have that distinction here. So real quick, while we're talking about a logo, I noticed you don't have one here or on your website. And so I know that since you're just getting started out, that may be something that you've decided to wait on. And sometimes it's really hard because you want to wait until you have the perfect logo before you go ahead and put something up. But I just want to say that my business logo has evolved over the years, and it's changed probably 10 or 15 times. And each time, sometimes it's just a slight change. Maybe I just moved the text, or maybe I just changed the font slightly, or maybe I just added a little bit to it. But there was at least 2 or 3 times when it's changed significantly. So I wanted to give you one option here. Here's a website, 99designs.com, where you can actually search for photography logos, and you'll have pages and pages of logos that are intended for photographers. And you can pick any of these let's just say you want something that's really generic for now, so that you can fix your logo later. You could do something like this, or if you want to go, there's a lot of butterflies and trees and birds, camera here. You can go with something like this, and then what it's going to do is, when you choose one, it's going to let you buy this for $99, and they're going to customize this for you with colors and your name. Here's some examples. They can even move it around for you, and all that's included in the price, and they have 100% money back guarantee. So for $100, you could actually get something that you really love. There's some stuff on here that may really resonate with you, and you may keep it for a long period of time. Keep in mind, someone else out there may have this logo, but if it's not someone in your area, plus if it's customized to a point where it looks very different, that's not really a big deal, especially at first. It's more of a big deal right now for you to have something that you can use to stand out, and so people can know who you are. It's just a good way to start. Instead of having to worry about a custom logo that may cost thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, you can go ahead and get something really quick for $100 that is going to make your page look way more professional. So let's see what else we can talk about here. On your description right now, we have, let's go to the About section. This is good that you have a long About section. This actually does show up in search engines. It can be ranked in Google, so it's great that you have that. Let's look over this real quick. Your text seems to look good. Have some pricing here, which is something that people want to know. I will say here you have an email that looks like a personal email at Yahoo. I would highly recommend at least getting a separate professional email with Gmail. You could get one with your website, but even just have Rachel Nicole Photo at gmail.com, so that people feel like they're messaging your business and not you personally. That would be one of my recommendations right off the bat. Here also you have this capital W, which you may want to just lowercase that. It's not that big of a deal, but it does change the professional look. Here we can see that you joined Facebook in February. So yeah, 900 and something likes since February is actually really great. Alright, let's go ahead and go down here. I can see that you personally have been sharing a lot of the things from your page on your page. That's really good. Okay, so here's something I want to talk about a little bit here. You have some grammar errors in a lot of your text that I've seen, and I know this could be from you typing on a phone, or maybe grammar's just not your strong suit. I know that there's some other things on your website and on your About, things like that, where the grammar looks fine. Here we can see these punctuation and capitalization is not always what it's supposed to be, and I'm just going to say that it may be worth having someone proofread or making sure that you get it right. You want to just know that will change whether people think you are professional or not. So the more accurate you can get your grammar, the more professional you're going to look. Now, you can go with like a trendy, some people have been doing this whole no capitalization, only lowercase, or they use certain punctuation in a very specific way. If you want to do that, that's totally up to you. As long as you're doing it on purpose and you feel like that's a part of your brand that your customers will connect with, then go for it. Otherwise, if you want to have a professional appearance, I would say have someone proofread. Make sure you have your good grammar here. Another thing here is I think you need to make sure that you understand how things are posting to your page, to your timeline here, because here you can see this screenshot from the phone is posted 3 different times. We have this shot posted multiple times. We have this graduation set here, and it also appears here. We have these 2 posts, and I can see what's happening is that you are posting the album and then you're also sharing the album as your page. I would not recommend doing that, at least not so close. Now, like, if you want to go a month later and try to share that album to get exposure on it again, that's one thing, but there's no reason to share it on the same day and have it appear twice like this. If you want to share it from your personal profile, that will be a different story. So make sure you're sharing it as your personal profile and not as your page, and you can switch between the two at the top of Facebook. It'll say liking, sharing, commenting as, and it'll say either Rachel Nicole Photography or your name, your personal profile. So make sure that you don't want to post things multiple times. See, like here we can see this 3 times all back to back. Especially with the new layout of pages, you're going to see that things are going to be in a straight line. They'll be right underneath each other. They won't be on both sides like this anymore, at least not at the top. So that would be just 3 of the exact same thing in a row, and it's going to make people tired of seeing the same things. Alright, so I can see that you do post frequently, which is great. The only thing is, I would say maybe too frequently if it's the same thing. So another tip you could try is, instead of posting an album and then sharing the album, you could post 1 picture from the album, then post another picture from the album, and then post the entire album, and they'll appear as 3 different things. There's different strategies like that you can do to try to spread out and get more exposure on your pictures. So do a little sneak peek of 1 picture, and then the next day do another sneak peek, and the next day share the entire album. You'll build a lot of buzz around that album. Alright, so I can see that your work has already improved a lot since you first posted these pictures here in February and early March. The photos that you're posting now are looking much stronger already. So you're doing great. Keep up the hard work there. Now let's look at this really quick. I noticed that when I looked at this before, that your page here is essentially the exact same thing that's on your website. If we go here, oops. That's how Squarespace is working. So it's good that you have it on your Facebook. People don't even really need to go to your website. You already had pricing. You already have your portfolio that's here. People can contact you directly there. So I would definitely say that at some point in the future you're going to need to do something different with your website. This website, it's a great start. It's good to have something up and have your own domain name here. But still have a lot of stuff that needs to be changed as far as usability and search engine optimization and all those things. You need to have a better foundation. And I can talk more about that another time, but for right now I'm just going to review this as it is. So just a couple of things really quickly. We already saw this on your site. This is all really good. I like how you have your info here. However, I also think you should have that info on the contact page. I see you have a form here, and that's great, but I would make sure that there's a text information on that contact page, because that's where people are going to be looking for it. Also want to let you know that link is not working. Not sure exactly why, but part of it may be this question mark ref equals HL or whatever that is can be deleted, so I'm not sure if that's the issue. It looks like there's some issue with the website, so just maybe look into that. See what happens if I click this. It just goes back to the home page. Also, I noticed you have a little pop-up bar here that has a Facebook link, but this takes me to your personal profile. You may want to change that so that it takes you to your business page. So I guess that's about it for this review. I hope that everything I've said has been helpful. To give you at least a few good ideas. Again, I want to encourage you on your photography. I'm definitely seeing improvement. I think that for someone who's just starting, you're definitely showing promise. Your images are in focus, and the lighting looks pretty even and natural. There's definitely some things to work on, but those things will come with time. So my best advice for you as from a photographer is to keep practicing. Practice as much as you possibly can. Practice until your camera is an extension of your body and you don't even have to think about it anymore. Just to be able to change the settings in any different situation, or to know exactly where you need to put people or how to pose people. All those things are going to come with practice. So keep practicing, keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you later.